There's a quote that says, good artists copy and great artists steal. I mean, when you think about it, big brands do it all the time. But that really begs the question, why shouldn't you? But here's the thing, whereas they make billions of it, you really only do it just to learn. And I know what you're thinking. I want to be original. I don't want to be copying anyone. I want to do better because this has already been done. Well, here's the thing. You fucking suck. So even if you want to copy, you can't because you fucking suck. So I want to show you something. What I have here is a Figma file that I just started creating where I take screenshots of people's YouTube channels and I paste them in there for the sole purpose of finding inspiration and finding things to steal. And what you're gonna see is one of them, being Andrew, is actually the guy I was trying to emulate / steal from, if I'm honest with you, making this video. But what you're gonna see is if you press on any of his videos, it's just gonna be a completely different league on its own. It's nothing like whatever the fuck this is I'm trying to make. So just by me trying to steal from him, go after his craft, I'm nowhere close. And that's okay, because he's been doing it for years, whereas I'm just starting. And just by doing this project alone, I've learned so much. Everything from, how to set up my camera, how to record. I mean, it's still nothing like what he's having, right? But just the pure fact that I am trying and doing is so much more and so much better than just sitting and thinking about it, which, if I'm honest with you, is kind of how my YouTube life, if you want to call it that, has been for the past 10 years. I've had all these great ideas, I've had all this equipment, but I haven't started. And so just being like, I don't know what to make, but I'm just gonna steal and try to make it in my own, you already have a starting point. And that is an infinite amount of times better than not starting at all. All right, it's time to get a little bit personal, because if you look at my CV and some of the things that I've done, you'll see that I've had successful design businesses. The past 5 or 6 years, I've made over $300,000 running these agencies. And that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is everything around me, because what you're gonna find is if you look deeper, I have zero design experience, like nothing. And there's tons of free courses I could have taken, schools I could have gone to. I just have zero. And people still come to me asking me about design and development advice. Why is that? Let me tell you how I actually taught myself. What I did is that I looked to others that were way more successful than I was, looking at how they were kind of designing and developing their websites. And I was trying to look for patterns, trends, or things that I could just straight up use in my own designs. And then slowly but surely, as you pick from all of these different places, you learn more and more. And after some time, you don't even have to go and look for inspiration because it's all up here. You've looked at it so many times that you kind of know what works and what doesn't. And at that point, you're ready to make it your own. And that is how I've been able to essentially study business, work in tech, but still know design at a very, very high level. Now, if you ask me a theoretical question like, oh, why does this color match with this one? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I've just seen it enough so I know that other people who are experts in that, they have essentially done the research for me. They have told me by publishing it out to the world, hey, most likely this combination of colors or this combination of fonts is a good one. One more thing to think about. If you're in the business of, say, e-commerce, right? You're thinking, oh, what should I write? How should I optimize my website? What should my copy be? There's one big company on planet Earth that I'm sure you've heard of, which does all of this research for you, and that company is Amazon. Now, I'm not saying just go and look at what Amazon does. Obviously, they're in a completely different league of its own, but they do a lot of stuff right. And what they don't do right, they're continuously testing. And so instead of you trying to figure out, how should I ship? Should I write 3 to 5 days delivery, or should I say, get it by June 19th? Look at what they're doing and then steal that, because they've done the research. And there's just a finite number of things that you can do in business, in life, differently to kind of separate yourself. But ultimately, you are you, and I'm not saying go out there and copy other people, because even with this video, we've kind of proven it to ourselves, or at least I have to me. Even if I were to try to copy, it's just impossible. So take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there, make it your own, and remember, the key here is not about having it perfect. The key here is about learning, Because what you're gonna see is whatever you have in mind you think you can make, once you put a camera in front of you or a client in front of you or a business case in front of you, it's not gonna end up being that. But that's okay, because one day it will be, and that's what we're striving for. Done.